Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, there's already 17 of you guys on. You're so awesome. Thank you everybody for coming on. I hope you are having a fabulous Friday. I'm gonna hope that all 16 people now that are on you've all got a drink for happy hour. Well, that's a kicker to your ego. Now we're down to 15 people. Y'all see me and you run away. Hi, Fred. How are you? I'm getting things set up for JJ as usual. Trying to get the video to come up. Hi, Kathy. I hope you were having a great day. Thank you for coming on. 4 thumbs up already. Appreciate you all. It always gives me there we are. Almost there. So, anybody have any exciting news or anything positive that's happened this week they want to share? I'm almost there and then I can see all you guys. I can't see until I get it up here. But I can't do this until we're live. All right, Jean McIntyre, hi. Already said hi to Fred. You saw the Phillies already shut down their training camp due to 5 players testing positive and 3 coaches. Oh my gosh, that is awful. Yeah, we were just talking about that at lunch. I truly 100% believe that we will not have an MLB season this year, and that makes me incredibly sad because baseball just makes me happy, and I've been so lucky that JJ's son is amazing at baseball, and I get to enjoy baseball because for whatever reason, I have 2 sons. I have a daughter. Yesterday, her birthday. She turned 19. So she's almost an official adult last year of being a teenager. And then I have 2 boys. Shane is 17 and Nicholas is 14. And Shane will be 18 pretty soon. That's crazy. But anyways, out of my 2 boys, or out of all 3 of my children, how many are interested in baseball? None. Like none. I have totally failed them as a parent because they just don't like baseball. My middle son likes basketball, and that's the one sport I absolutely know nothing about. Jean McIntyre will be able to be there for him with that because I don't know much about basketball. But anyways, because, long story short, Cooper is so amazing at baseball that I get to enjoy baseball because I get to go watch him. So I'm really sad that there is no MLB, or probably will not be. Fred just said that the Phillies have had 5 players test positive, as well as 3 of their coaches. Oh gosh. Yes. So who else is here? Alyssa's here, and you got your JJ and Amanda t-shirt today. Yay. Make sure that whenever you guys, if you want, will just snap a selfie or snap a picture of the shirt and send it to us, because I want to do something with that, and I would really like to be able to include you guys in the project that I'm doing. So please email us a copy of a picture so I can get that uploaded. Hi, Clay and Tony and John and Russell McDonald. Hi. I hope that you are doing well. Hi, Valerie. And Glenda, I saw that you were on. And say hello to Leah. Uh-oh. Y'all see it? Glenda, do you see this? Now, ladies, remember, he's taken. He's mine. Check this out. That is some sexy money right there. That's right. Look at those legs. Glenda, he is rocking. Dax said that he will never be able to unsee that. Money never sleeps. We have some fun stuff. I know that we do have to talk a business, but we also have some fun stuff because it's Friday. We do have our happy hour drink. It's lemonade, for you guys that are wondering. It just has a splash of pineapple mandarin in it. And I wish you guys could see Bud is standing in front of me. He's like, all right, lady, you have taken enough of my time.
Whatever.
Hi, Tony. I do want to thank you guys for being on, first off. We have 60 people and 14 thumbs up, so please make sure that you are giving us thumbs up. And if you were new here, welcome to JJ the CPA's Happy Hour, where we come on every Monday and Fridays, and we go live, and he talks about what's going on, and he answers questions from you guys, either through email or questions that you have here. So we really thank you guys for tuning in. One thing that I want to say, and then I'm going to turn this over to the man that you were here to see, is that we do have our JJ and Amanda t-shirts, and they are for sale. They are to go down. Right. Yeah. Back down.
Oh, I didn't even want to do it.
There. JJ the CPA and the Amanda tour shirts. They are $25. You can find them on jjthecpa.com/merch. I will update the video and put that information in there. And these are to help with the upcoming costs that we have to travel to come see you guys. So the back of it has all of our tour dates as to where we will be going. And it's your lucky day because we're going to give one away today. Just one. That's it. That's all we got to give away because they've been selling like hotcakes, and I'm almost out and going to have to make another order. But I do have one reserved back to give out to one lucky person, and whenever that time comes, stay tuned because I don't know when it's going to be. But now, yay, Cindy Bell, she's rocking hers today. Make sure that you guys are sending us selfies or pictures so I can please include you in my project. And here is the man that you came to see, JJ the CPA.
Wow. Look at that. What a great intro. Thank you so much.
You're so
I appreciate
welcome.
that. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Our word today, because I'm already parched, is absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I heard Clay was on.
Yes, Clay
Clay,
is
we
on.
mentioned you in our show last night as well as a number of other of you, but we ended up saying absolutely a number of times in our reality show that comes on Thursday night on YouTube here. And so anyways, I've already said it twice, so everybody needs to catch up. Happy Friday to you all. I have a TIF that might have something to do with Friday. I don't know, but we got a wonderful care package today from Kelly Thomas. And I don't know if Kelly's made it on yet.
She's on, no, but I'm going to text her.
All right, so what a week. This has been a huge, huge week because Monday, thanks to Russell McDonald, who is on with us, we were live Monday, and it was almost 6 o'clock, I believe. Yeah, it was after that. Anyways, it was deep into the live, and Russell McDonald, who is a mortgage expert, he has patents. This is how genius this guy is. He's out of California. But anyways, he came on to let us know that we have EIDL open. And so we ended the show, and I got word out to the clients that I knew that needed that. And there was a number of clients that were very appreciative. So thank you, Russell, for that. Hopefully a number of you, if you need it, you got applied for. I did a number of videos. We're going to have some trivia today.
Yes, we are.
We're going to have some trivia today about our videos. And then from the standpoint of PPP, we know that we've got now 2 forgiveness applications. If you're on now, you know these things. Hopefully you've catched a number of my videos. Thank you for the thumbs up. We've got 30 thumbs up already. The thumbs up help the algorithm and letting people know that we're on live answering questions today. So appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you for being here today. But a number of the videos also have been related to kind of this movement that PPP really doesn't have an effect potentially on PUA. Someone sent me a reference to a subcommittee. This is what I love about all of you, but Matt, and I don't give a last name, but Matt sent me an email indicating that there's a possibility that there'll be PPP 2.0. I think with the leftover PPP money, so to speak, which is going to be like maybe 100 billion or so, they might just be feeding it into the SBA, to the EIDL. It seems like the SBA has done a phenomenal job, in my opinion, because I'll tell you this, I've got a client that applied. I got in touch with them right after Russell let us know that EIDL was back open, which, by the way, I checked right before we went live Monday, and so I was so thankful to Russell. But anyways, they already got their money deposited today. Their economic EIDG, the Economic Injury Disaster Grant, as well as the loan. SBA moved that quickly, signed the documents, and got the money today from applying Monday. And they had never applied before, so it wasn't anything that came before. I don't have my glasses on, but I believe it was Duvall, the CPA from NYC. We mentioned you in our reality show last night as well. Is Kelly on with us?
I don't know.
Oh,
right.
okay. Well, that's fine. We can tell her at the beginning. So here's the deal. We got a wonderful package today from Kelly Thomas. Her husband owns Thomas Industrial Fabrication. And she went around her she called it a one-stoplight town, and sent us stuff from Floyd, Virginia, all throughout this wonderful town, but starting with this freaking awesome hat. This is like a type of leather, like think of a leather that you would think a cowboy would have on their saddle that they've been using for a long time. And that's what the TIF is, Thomas Industrial Fabrication. And I've got the shirt on, but I will let you know this. You probably wouldn't know this, but we've got the TIF shirt. But I put the shirt on backwards because it has this big logo. On this side, it just had it a little bit. So wanting to show this off today. And Monday, Backyard Barbecue. The office told us that we have a package from Backyard Barbecue. They released some new t-shirts.
Backyard Barbecue's on.
Oh, well, great to see you all. Yeah, so we will be sporting some t-shirts on Monday. Yes.
Yes, and what's another thing that's awesome, just like
Absolutely.
Absolutely, just like our good friend Darkwater Megs, Kelly said that we can re-gift anything that we have received.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know if we
I don't know.
want to or not.
You know, well, I'm going to think about that because we got some good stuff. I'm gonna go over a little bit of that. But Backyard Barbecue, I think, put together some awesome t-shirts and sent one for us and the kids. So we look forward to sporting those. We'll have to take like a family pic or something and post that as well. I do want to, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, so to speak, so I'll just leave it confidential. But a good friend of mine of, our entire careers, his wife passed away yesterday, and it's related to COVID. And so anyways, this stuff's real. It's really hit us hard. There were some other underlying issues, but she was healthy. And anyways, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give away too many details, but it's like I'm not even sure quite what to say about it.
It's really kind of one of those things that we live our life every day and we're busy, especially JJ and I. But this is something that's really. It brings it home that this is really real and it's happening, and it's hard for us to really understand unless it happens to somebody that you know or a family member close to you. So hearts and prayers to everybody who's been affected by this.
Yeah, and so it really just slaps you in the face that this is real. And I had been texting and this was on Facebook, so I don't think I'm giving away anything that's confidential, but giving updates, but then, Wednesday, he had texted that his wife was going on a ventilator. And gosh, I just been thinking about them a lot this week. And anyways, just to say that we're in a lot of crisis related to COVID, and it's because of how serious this COVID is. We've been shut down. The numbers are rising. I'm not here to say that we should now retreat our economy or anything, but nonetheless, be careful out there. And this stuff is it's real. All right. Well, hey, just wanted to share that was more the purpose of that, is just to share. So I'll just say this, basically, salute, right? Salute to a wonderful family, a wonderful woman. All right. It is Friday, and I did a couple of videos this morning. Hopefully you checked them out. But I will tell you this right now, then I want to take a peek at the comments, and then I want to talk a little bit more about what Kelly sent us. But I talked in my 2 videos today, especially to the self-employed, and I didn't have time to do the other videos because of what's going on. But anyways, I did 2 videos today, especially for the self-employed, that if you need the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, they are going to close it down June 30. Now, I did get the email from Matt, which I appreciate, indicating that there's, rumors and talk of it. That's going to take an act of Congress, as they say, but literally. And from the standpoint of counting on that, I wouldn't. And I think a lot of self-employed individuals, as well as small employers, sometimes they're optimistic. They're well, I don't know if that applies to me, or they're maybe not as confident that, for just going to say it, they don't feel like a real business because they just work out of their house or something to that effect. So the videos today were really, I don't think Coach came out maybe for 1 minute, but just saying now that if you need that PPP, then you need to get after it. It's got to be approved by June 30. The other part is that with the EIDL, you apply for that, and that's where you would then request the grant. So if you feel that you need those monies, and remember this, you can turn down the loan. It's a 30-year loan, and it's 3.75% interest. You don't have to make payments for 12 months, but it is debt. It's still debt. But think of it this way. I did a number of videos before I really kind of turned into as many. We're almost at 30,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. But I did a number of videos talking about planning for a time when you can't get credit. I did a video a month and a half ago where American Express, even on me, had said, hey, you know what? Whatever you owe right now, that's your credit limit for a little while. Point is that I know we're coming out of it, but you might be thinking, well, I don't need a loan, or I can use my credit card, or I have a line of credit. But not any doom and gloom here, but at the same time, we don't know what the future holds. You don't know what the future holds. We all know that. But you can look at it as a cushion, because there is no prepayment penalties. The thing with PPP and the self-employed as well is that if you haven't applied yet and you do go and apply, use the Schedule C that you're already have filed with the IRS, or you're going to file. Like, make sure that number is locked down. You use that line 31 of your Schedule C for the self-employed to get your PPP loan. And then now, after the Flexibility Act, after what came out Wednesday, thanks to Rob, who alerted us, and you woke me up Wednesday morning and said, hey, we have this, and then we got an email from Rob about the applications. But nonetheless, as it relates to the new calculation for forgiveness for the self-employed, it's the same calculation as what you use to get the loan, which just means that, and I don't want to say it's free money as in if you don't, if you don't need it, go get it. I'm just saying that if you need this, there should now be no more excuses. It shouldn't be, well, is home office a write-off? Or, well, what rent and utilities do I have? And, well, it's not going to amount to all that much. And maybe those are all true. And quite frankly, if you have those kind of questions, I've said all along, then you probably don't need it. And from my perspective, though, if you do, this is the last time that you really need to get after applying for it, like by Monday or Tuesday, which will be the 22nd or 23rd. And then the EIDL, we don't know when that's going to run out. And none of this is doom and gloom. It's just that it's back open this week. And then someone sent me an email, and I just have not had time, but they sent me 2 true research type links about how PPP doesn't affect potentially PUA. And I did a video about 2 weeks ago where saying, well, you know, PPP is not income. By law, it is not income. So what affects PUA is income. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. PPP paid out to the employees, okay, that's wages, that's income. Okay, so I'm not talking about employees and I'm not talking about employers. What I'm talking about is the self-employed. So when you get PPP, it's not considered income, as in the law. The CARES Act states it is not income, like clear as a bell. So now I'm not saying, oh, well, here's a loophole, so go get PUA. What I'm saying is that now we have the Flexibility Act, the 24 weeks has been introduced. My concern was, well, how does that affect PUA? So it made me relook at everything. And what kind of just dawned on me, and it was from, and I really wish I could remember the post that somebody put. It was a comment, and they had said, so is PPP taxable at the state level and not taxable at the federal? And with that, a light bulb went off, and I was like, well, it's not taxable at all. So how would it affect PUA? Now, don't get me wrong. I think the safest course of action is what we've been saying all along, which is that if you got PPP, and I'm talking self-employed here, if you got PPP, then there should be a period of time, in my opinion, that in essence counts as your assistance, your, for lack of a better word, unemployment. I do think you can get PUA up until the time PPP. I think you can use PUA and get PUA after PPP. I wholeheartedly do not believe that PPP is now meant to be a 24-week program for self-employed, period. The law is 2.5 months. And so I think at most, PPP could count for 10 weeks, but you'll just have to, on your own, check with the states, see if they are indicating that it affects it. I think it was in Arizona that someone indicated that whatever your PPP amount was, to divide it by 8 and list that as benefits that you were receiving over time. So from my perspective, I don't have the true answer because there's not one. SBA said it might affect your unemployment assistance. Actually said it may affect, and the states are not asking about it when you consider that PPP is not income. All to say that I think even in this week, even the direction with PUA is going into a more friendly way, not friendly way, but more in a open way, so to speak. And part of the reason I'm even talking about is that PPP started April 3rd. Most people got their money at the earliest, maybe April 10th. And then the self-employed missed out a lot, and then it reopened up. And so there's a lot of us that are getting to the 8 weeks, even if we got PPP in 2.0 PPP, when they not refunded it, but put more funds back into it. So there's a lot going on, and I think it's good that we're opening back up. This was kind of more, I think, the timing that Congress was hoping that all of this would help with is when we're opening back up. Because if you remember, it was March 13th, most everywhere, that the United States started to shut down. That's evident by the fact that the employee retention credit is effective starting March 13th. But when you look at the CARES Act, and if you go back and you look at the news, really everybody in Congress, or the ones that I pay attention to, or the most loud, I should say, everybody was thinking we'd probably be back open, mid-April. So they were thinking, yeah, we're going to probably be closed a month. I mean, I think it's just Pennsylvania that opened up maybe last week. There's still a number of locations still closed. You were looking at Santa Monica, where we plan to go. A number of those areas, or non-essential, were still closed. Nonetheless, this is really the timing, and probably a lot of us had savings, or we had credit card, or we had receivables, we had money that we had earned, and now we might be getting towards like, well, that's kind of run out. The work that I had going into the closure has run out, and now you need to look forward and go, well, do I have other work coming in? Do I have other money coming in? And hopefully what you're going to say is absolutely, okay, happy hour, all right? Hopefully you're able to say, absolutely, I got all kinds of business coming in, and so, JJ, thanks for all the tips, but I don't need any of that. I'm glad. I think it's wonderful. But if you do need it, then go get it. And, we don't know where the environment's going to be even a week from now or 2 weeks from now. I didn't actually drink it, so now I have to drink it.
Oh.
All right, hey, and then I want to show you the rest of Kelly Thomas, but I want to get caught up with the comments real quick. But while I'm taking my drink, are there any questions there at the beginning that we want to tackle before we get too far into it for people that are on with us?
And Karen Kalinsky is CPA.
Oh, wow. I don't recognize it. Karen, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and Karen ordered one of our shirts.
Oh my gosh. Well, then.
Because I mailed it out to her personally.
Well, I apologize. I just love it when CPAs are a part of what we're doing here.
She says, and Karen, thank you. She says, Amanda, I read your book and it was great.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciate that. She says, can you confirm owners S Corp W-2 that have a max salary for 24 weeks of $20,833 can get, in addition to their salary, get their retirement cost? Employee left voluntarily and did not work in the covered period. Can I use the easy form, no other reductions?
Yeah, so we got two questions there. When you go through the application, there is that separate line item for owner compensation. And when you now look at the new instructions, what they make clear is that you can't include the health insurance. Now, hang on, I'll come to that in a second, for the owners, but that you can then include the retirement match. So I'm gonna piece this together because here's how I would be preparing it, which is it would be the 100,000 divided by 12 times 2.5, which, let me make sure here, 100,000 divided by 12 times 2.5. Yeah, so 20,833 is the max compensation that can be included. Of course, then also the max is 2019 divided by 12 times 2.5. So it's the lower of those two. And actually it's the lower of those two, but then it's what's been actually paid that would have been annualized, the 20,833. But my interpretation is that yes, we get the retirement in addition to that. But the reason I want to circle back to on the health insurance is that it does indicate in the instructions that the owner employees do not get to include health insurance, but everybody's stopping there. I mean, I even wrote back to the publication that's from the American Institute of CPAs Journal of Accountancy and wrote them and just said, hey, FYI, in your article, you're saying that owner employees cannot include their health insurance. But what everybody's forgetting is that in the instructions, it indicates and says because it's already included in wages. So yes, health insurance gets to be included if it was picked up in the wages, but that being included in wages, it would then be 20,833. So I know that wasn't part of your question, but I think it's 20,833, even if health insurance is in it. And then the retirement match on top of that. And then from the standpoint of the EZ, I feel like for me, with the clients I'm going to be working with, I'm going to go through the calculation maybe lightly, and I'm saying this CPA to CPA, to see if there's a haircut, because my understanding basically with the EZ is that if there's not a haircut, if there's no reduction, then you can use the EZ. So if them leaving or whatever the case is doesn't result in a reduction, because we do know that the Flexibility Act introduced new safe harbors, but only related to FTEs, the full-time equivalent employees. It didn't provide for any safe harbor in reduction of salaries, and the reduction of salaries is looked at employee by employee, and then it's only though if the reduction is more than 25%. However, what I did here in that question was that the employee left. So if the employee left, and did she indicate that they were replaced? Okay, well, if the employee left and they were replaced, and it's documented that either they left on their own or due to cause or whatever the case is, and then they're replaced, and or they have enough payroll, they probably aren't going to result in any kind of haircut, especially if it's a reason that had nothing to do with COVID, or it's not an employee that they've cut the hours on, or it's a current employee that they've cut pay on. So I'm going to go with my hunch being that it's an EZ, but I still think you would want to do a quick look and just determine if it's going to have a haircut or not. Here's what I like though. I feel like that EZ is like a tax return. And I was talking with somebody the other day, when all of us file a tax return, whether it's our individual tax return or our personal return, we don't send any documents in with it. I mean, if we're a business, no receipts, no bank statements, not even a financial statement. I understand that what goes on a business return models after a income statement and a balance sheet. But at the end of the day, basically, we're just reporting numbers. Now we know at the individual return that they have a way to cross-reference what it is that we are reporting, but things like charitable contributions, for example, they have no way of cross-referencing in their system, they being the IRS. And that's how I kind of see the EZ, is that, basically they're going to just go with the fact that, well, there must have not been any haircuts, and you're going to have the documentation to back it all up. There is still a list of documents that have to be given to the lender. But the reason I say that, given that we've got a number of you that are CPAs or tax pros or EAs that are tuning in, I kind of like the direction that we're going. And also, if you are helping your client with this, we know that starts to reduce a little bit of liability on our part, because they're the one making all of these certifications. So real quick though, I got to put my spectacles on. Thank you everybody for being on. If anybody's parched, is John Hamilton on with us?
Yes, John is on.
All right, John, let's go here. We've got we've got Clay and Duvall and Fred, CSR's on, Cindy Bell, Backyard Barbecue. I'm just going based on what I heard you say. Glenda, nope, we don't do that with Glenda because she has her granddaughter. Is Leah on?
I don't know if Leah's on, but I did see Glenda was on. And Karen says tell you that she's been following you since the beginning. You are an amazing teacher, and you have been spot on with everything through these tough times.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, so we can tell Glenda, but I don't want to show too much leg here, but I did want to make sure that everybody saw that I'm wearing. So Glenda and Leah sent me these dollar bills, y'all. Actually, Benjamin Franklin dollar bills, all, which is $100 bills. Socks. And so I will admit to you, I don't wear socks like this when I'm wearing shorts, but I had to wear them because I indicated that we would. So Kelly Thomas, who is from Floyd, Virginia, does a lot of stuff there. And just, you talk about entrepreneurial family. Her husband has their own business. She's got several businesses, and one of her business partners in one of the businesses that she has another business. But check this out. So from from Floyd, Virginia, established, it says it was established, no, that must be hemp company. So we've got Thomas and Wall Real Estate. Now look at that, how cool is this, okay? So I guess I can say without it being, Kelly Thomas is in real estate amongst other things, but how cool is this? So I'm assuming, you know, you're selling real estate. What a nice gift to give somebody that they're able to have.
And it was handmade by a place in this, in Floyd.
Yeah, it was made by Phoenix Hardwoods in Floyd, Virginia, which is just fabulous. Cutting boards are made from 100% Virginia hardwoods, rubbed with mineral or cooking oil as needed. So this is I mean, it's gonna be literally in our kitchen.
Yep.
And then we got 2 of these. Maybe the other one was a different flavor, but one of them busted, and she did put it all in plastic bags, and so it didn't really get on anything. But we've got this here. It's cane sugar syrup, but it's bottled in Floyd, right there in Floyd, Virginia. So JT Copper Firecracker Cane Sugar Syrup. JT Copper was founded by 2 friends with a passion for creating exceptional flavors using simple methods and quality ingredients. From coffee and desserts to sodas and cocktails, our syrups will elevate your favorite recipes. And this is from Jolie and, if I pronounce it, Theta. But look at that, it's even got a handwritten batch number on that, which is just really cool. And you know, even when we're done with this is a cool bottle just to have out. And then she sent, look at this, and she did point out, so I'll point it out, but this is made in the USA, but a Thomas Industrial Fabrications, what are these things?
Water bottle.
Well, so, it's not the, it's a water bottle? What's the other thing called that all the kids are drinking now?
The Hydro Flask.
The Hydro Flask. Well,
Yes.
I would call it a Hydro Flask.
Yes.
And we've got, I mean, look at this. So we've got, and I've got this hat, I've got this shirt, and then there is the Buffalo Hemp Company, and we've got some, look at these, these are like legit hats here. And I do tell you this, I do have a friend that probably would really enjoy having one of these hats. But they sent us 2, and then we've got, look at this, we got t-shirts from the Buffalo Hemp Company. And then we got, I mean, I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, but then we also got from Thomas Industrial Fabrications a polo. This is like a nice soft cotton. This is like a golf one because it's the dry fit, you know, wick the sweat away. And then you got a t-shirt here, which is also a Thomas Fabrications. And then we got another shirt from the Buffalo Hemp Company. And look at this, we got, look at these right here. Coasters. Yep. We got coasters here. We got 2 of them, which we need absolutely.
We do need.
Absolutely. Boom. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have 109 people. Thank you so much. And are we over, what do we got? 52 likes. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you guys being on. And then also, we have these, this must be CBD oils.
Yep.
Mind, body, whatever this is. So we got some CBD oils, which we really appreciate. And let's see, so she wrote a really nice letter. It's long, so I'm not gonna read it to you, but I wanna make sure I covered everything. So Amanda and Kelly had done a little bit of social media work together. So thank you for bringing on Amanda for that, for a small project. And she talks here about the fact that what she liked about the videos was that I helped light a fire under her procrastinating soul, I think is how she indicated it. But anyways, I'm glad that I approach the videos the way that I do, and this is proof in the pudding on that. So we got the hardwood, we got the, we talked about Buffalo Hemp, we got her husband's business, and then the JT Copper. So I want to make sure that we got everything. Oh, and then we're supposed to get a private label wine from Chateau Morissette. But anyways, thank you so much, Kelly, for that. I did want to show you all this, and then we'll answer another question. For those of you that are new, thank you so much for joining us. We've been doing this for a long time, and so we got to have a little bit of a family here. And we were talking that Amanda and I were saying, you know what, kind of when we stop having new gifts to share, you know, we'll go back and show, but we're just still getting new gifts all the time, which we really appreciate. But look at this, okay? So this right here, I'm hoping that the reflection, look at this. I showed it on Monday, but
yeah, we have our big one back there.
yeah, there's the big one's back here, right there, so I can see it. But Glenda and her granddaughter, Leah, made this, and this is the set of JJ the CPA. And look at the intricacy that was put into this. You can see that in the back there's the book and my desk, and on the laptop is mine. And then look at this. This is mirroring what you're seeing behind me. And we've got Amanda on there with her computer, with me on that computer, and then her book is in there. Oh my, I mean, I have had fun telling people about this and showing it on my phone. So thank you again for that, Glenda and Leah. And I'm gonna admit this. We thought we were gonna meet them when we went to Florida.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, wait a second, because we were trying to figure out who we were gonna meet when we were doing our show. And if you didn't catch our reality show last night, please do. But anyways, we were talking about that, and we looked up and was like, oh, they're not in Florida. They're in Virginia.
Yeah.
But the city that they're in Virginia made us think, I think, that they were
Florida.
In Florida. So absolutely, we appreciate Kelly Thomas and Mr. Thomas and Glenda, and we won't raise a glass to Leah, but and then thank you, Leah, for that, and thank you for the socks, my socks there. So yeah, you can tell you've never met a CPA quite like me. This is not just your average boring CPA Q&A that you wake up from because you went to sleep listening to it. Thank you so much for all this and our wonderful gifts that we've gotten. I don't want to put these on the floor. And I just want to say this, and we'll say it maybe a couple times, but for all of you dads out there like me, getting ready to be Father's Day. Happy Father's Day this coming Sunday. It's always a great day, you know, as I've gotten older, and for those of you that have kids, which is probably everybody on, but anyways, you know, as I've gotten older, it's more just about the time, you know, it's just the time with them. So Chloe and Coop, we're going to be spending the day together, and really look forward to that. But happy Father's Day to all of you. And then I'll say this and I know you don't like this term, okay? But, and I don't want to give away too much, but I always tell Amanda happy Father's Day because she is technically a single mom, so to speak, and Dad's not involved, and so you are mom and dad to your boys.
Mom and dad.
And so I say that that you should be proud of that. Obviously,
Well, thank you.
you know, we're together, but at the
Yes.
same time, with your kids, it's just you.
Yeah.
And so happy Father's Day to the single moms that are out there that are having to fill the shoes of the dad. And so anyways, but let's celebrate. Let's take time to reflect. And absolutely.
To Glenda and her daughter, because Glenda says her daughter gives her a Father's Day gift every year.
Ah, perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So absolutely.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob, as always. All right, so I guess I'll put that there. What question do we have that we can bust out?
Charlotte, who is
I'm sorry. I'm getting hot.
It is hot.
I have a long sleeve shirt on, so I'm gonna take this hat off, even though I really love it. And look at the inside of this, like really cool. It's got stitching on the back. And you can't tell from here because it looks like it's a cloth, but
awesome
it feels
hat.
like it's leather.
Yeah.
It sure looks like it. But anyways, thank you. All right, what's our other question?
Charlotte says, so I actually have a question regarding the EIDL loan portion. I was offered a loan, and because I work in my home 50%, we were originally looking to get the loan to replace flooring and paint. Can I use my Well, Charlotte, where's
Well,
Charlotte, where's the rest of your...
Well, I'll start answering it. If you find it, let me know. But with the EIDL, it only can be used for operating expenses. And so I've got a couple of playlists on it. So check it out. If you just go to the main page of my YouTube, I've got a whole new playlist for EIDL. I've got 2 different videos that talk about the uses. And so if you want, if you need a deep dive into it, but really what it comes down to is that the EIDL is for operating expenses only, and it's not even meant for repairs. Now, if it's when I say a minor repair, if it's kind of like an ongoing repair, and for Uber drivers, I've used them as an example to say that, you know, if you're replacing tires, it's not really an asset, it's not something that's broken, it's an ongoing expense for somebody that's an Uber driver, right? So it's just a way to kind of maybe compare it. So painting and flooring and things to that effect. But then think of this though, Charlotte, you know, and I talk about it in the same video. If you have now funds to pay your ongoing expenses, then when you're making money, this sounds like an obvious, but whenever I talk about it, people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But now you have this money over here that's covering expenses. So when money's coming in, the money that you normally are having to pay expenses with, meaning your revenue, well, that starts to build up. So I'm not trying to say that I found a loophole, because I don't think it's a loophole at all. But if you have ongoing expenses and you're using your EIDL for that, then, you know, as you're building up other reserves, then you do have money to do those other things. And so, you know, I had a client that they had, well, I'll just pull a number out of the air. So they had $50,000 sitting in their operating account, and they got $23,000, let's just say, for the EIDL, okay? But then they owed $10,000 on a credit card. So you have one bank account, one business bank account. It has 50 grand in it. Now here lands $23,000, so now there's $73,000 in there. And the question was, well, is it okay if I go and pay the credit card? And the answer, in my opinion, is yes, because that individual had 50 grand. And so, you know, basically you have a bowl of water, and then the EIDL loan is just more water in it, and now it's just all mixed together automatically. Unless you decide to open a separate account, which you're not required to. But really at the end of the day, I think though, if somebody had 50,000 in the account and they got 23,000, now they're sitting on 73,000, but they have a line of credit of $100,000, and they go pay 73,000 down on that line of credit, that wouldn't be allowed. So use that. That's a kind of a simple example of, now that you have the money from the EIDL, does it free up maybe some other money that you had that you could use for those purposes? So was that the Charlotte? The Charlotte.
Yes.
Thank you for being on. Absolutely. If you'll find one more, while you're finding one more and you're asking it, I'm going to be looking here to see if there's also one. So when you have one, let me know. You already have one.
Yeah.
Wow, you're good. Okay, what is it? Let's go.
This is from Stephen Haas.
Oh, Stephen.
Barbecue.
Booyah. Stephen. So real quick, so you need to check out our reality show. I will tell you this. We got maybe 300 views.
Yes, and Amanda works really hard on it.
Amanda probably puts 4 to 5 hours into each one, which is just to say the reality show is this. It is us helping businesses around the country for free. I'm just going to say it, voluntarily. And so anyways, we've gotten to, and these are not businesses that couldn't afford to have, these are successful businesses that have their own CPAs. This isn't well, they can't afford somebody, so I'm helping them. It is, these are successful businesses in the circumstances of getting their face, slapped down on the pavement, so to speak, or their businesses, like all of us. And the whole purpose of the reality show, first and foremost, is to show other small business owners out there, you're not alone. When you see a barbecue restaurant that also does catering and a food truck, when you have a spin studio that, I always feel so like I don't explain it right, but they're on bicycles, but that doesn't sound right.
No, it's spin cycles.
It's spin cycles.
Spin cycles.
Spin cycles.
Yes, not bicycles.
5 locations. Let's just go with it. 1 location in Palm Springs. Hello. Okay, this is a successful business. 5 locations, 2 sister-in-laws that own it. And then we have a dance studio where they're in Massachusetts. Heather and Amanda. Amanda has the studio. Heather is her, I guess for now, partner, fiance. And then we're working with Imagine That Toys out of Wichita. And then in season 2, we're going to be working with Robert of Philadelphia Salons out of Florida. The whole purpose of it is to illustrate the same struggles every business has in terms of what do these financials mean and how do they work. We all pretend, all of us as small business owners, that we're invincible and that we know everything. And even me as a small business owner, I'm not invincible and I don't know everything, right? I don't know everything about the law or investments or, on and on and on, right? So anyways, the only reason I say that is as an encouragement is if you're checking out our videos, hey, check out the reality. It's a little bit of entertainment, but hopefully you learn some stuff. And what's Steven's question?
His question is...
Steven's from Backyard Barbecue, Kettle Falls, Washington.
If we loan the business money, can we pay it back out of EIDL?
So great question, because the SBA makes it clear very clear that you're not able to do that. Now, if you pay yourself a wage, but if you're a partnership, you don't pay a wage. If you pay yourself guaranteed payments, which most partnerships don't, bottom line is that you're not able to pay yourself back. You're not able to take distributions. You're not able to pay off other debt. But know this, if the business owes you money, then just as I was saying earlier, and that other question with Charlotte is, you have this loan that it's going to pay your ongoing expenses. And so as your coffers are building from your revenue, then you'd be able to pay yourself out that. And I think you're not going to get yourself I don't think you're going to hamstring yourself, if that's the right way to say it, as long as what you're paying out would be clearly your own dollars, kind of that example that I had provided. All right, do you have another one? So let's see, the first one I'm going all the way back, but we've got the Zell and Glenda, Money Never Sleeps, second one, and Karen, CPA. Okay. Oh, was it Karen that asked that question? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you said another name. Mm-hmm. I know what it was. I thought of Karen with the K. That's why I was like, oh Karen, I don't recognize the name. But now I'm like, well, we've even emailed. So sorry, Karen, my bad. She's also a speaker with Surgeon. I'm just proving that I know who Karen is. All right, and then let's see. Oh, and Patty B. Patty B had the same question related to the S Corp that also led to a video I did while we were grabbing lunch at Sonic Drive-In yesterday. I did like a 2.5 minute quick video, and it was Patty B that kind of that inspired that. Gene, how are you? Let's see, and we've got Fred. Good to see you, and Kathy, how are you? So Kathy has, I can share it, right? Mm-hmm. Kathy has offered for us to be her guest at a hotel. And it's in the Spokane area. And so she sent us an email it was early morning. It probably wasn't for her because she's in Pacific Coast time. But anyways, saw it this morning, and we had to hurry and get a couple of things done, shoot video, got some news that I came across that I talked about earlier. Long story short, we were eating and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to email Kathy right now. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, Kathy, thank you so much for that. We look forward to meeting you in Spokane. I think we're going to be in Spokane. It'll be on the 10, 11, 12. So I'll be on the 13th, which is a Monday. So we look forward to that. Thank you so much. And thank you for being on with us And Rob, boom, Rob is the man. So I don't like to give away anything about people that we come in interaction with, but Rob's big time, okay? Rob, now Rob's retired from big time, which is awesome, and that's how big time he is, because he's not even old enough, in my opinion, to be retired, but he is. And he is working in, it's the toy store that his daughter and his son-in-law started, imagine that, toys, and now he's a part of that. But anyways, Rob, thank you for being on as always, and he always gives such breaking news, and sometimes there's been a couple of times that I'm like, Rob, thank you for sending this to me, because I was off doing something else. And we got Audra Jones, good to see you, got the t-shirt, thank you. And then Kelly Thomas, boom, driving through the mountains, love it. And then John Hamilton, boom. All right, hey, absolutely, everybody, absolutely. That was 3. So if you're a little parched, I just gave you 3. Oh, and Alyssa got her shirt as well. We got Audra and Alyssa that got their shirts. Clay.
Awesome. Send us pictures.
Yes, Clay, I think I gave you a shout out that I know I did in the video last night, so hopefully you caught that, because we're going to have dinner with Clay when we land in Boston, which will be on Thursday, July 16th.
Yes, and if you watch our reality show, Amanda attempts a Boston accent, and CSR says it sounds like something else. So you guys are going to have to go check it out.
All right, so I see some other questions that we'll jump to. Valerie with Flying Colors, how are you? I hope you're having a better day.
She was getting her nails done, and
well,
now
good.
She is headed home.
Well, good. With Flying Colors, had a wonderful weekend last weekend, and I'll share it because she shared it when we were live, but got swept away from her sweetheart, and they spent some time in a hot air balloon, and then she did post it in the live, but I will just say this, then it sounded like this week has been hard, and so we sent her an email wishing her a better day, and so hopefully you're having a better day today. And Glenda and Dax, boom. And let's see, Onipe, Augusta, and Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte gave me a compliment there. She didn't see him close up.
While JJ is giving highs to everybody, since we have 150 people on and we have 65 thumbs up, if we can get to 70, we're going to give our first giveaway. So start giving
70?
us thumbs up.
Only
75.
Only like 6 more?
75.
All right, 75. 75.
We'll give our first one away.
And we got William McCarthy and Steve. What's going on? Thank you for the tip about cabbage. Awesome. CSR, as always. CSR has an business opportunity right now with a competitor. And all I'll say is that CSR is tough as nails, because this competitor, unfortunately, is having to shut down. And CSR, I think, in a roundabout way, is helping that competitor not keep their doors open, because that's not the job of another business per se, but I think is helping to make sure he gets all the non-counterfeit Hello Kitty cards, as well as everything else that Card Shop Reality carries.
Big shout out to Miss Diana B. We haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, Diana B. Good to see you. Happy Friday. The word today is absolutely. Give me 45 seconds. We're 4 away. Cindy Bell. So Cindy Bell, I knew that you were on, but 5 locations. Cindy is the one. We were only going to work with 3 businesses. We had already indicated that we were going to work with Imagine That Toys. This is part of what we're calling the reality show, Backyard Barbecue, and DreamWorks Dance Studio. And then Cindy sent us this really awesome video. And nonetheless, thank you for being on, Cindy, as always. And we got Greg. Oh, and Greg got shirt today. Thank you so much for that. And I think Rob got all their shirts, right? Rob bought 4.
Yes, we need Gwen to send us the
picture. We need, get some pictures, tag us. We can tag you back. We would love to do that.
Oh,
and then
only one more thumbs up. Come on, guys.
And we've got Liz, and Paul Buckle Jr.'s on with us, and Brent, what's up, and Liz Vegas, And let's see. Oh, Carol, how are you? Do you still use 31 divided by 15 times 8 to apply to the self-employed? Yes, to get the loan. And yes, okay, boom. Well, no. On the forgiveness, it's line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5 is what you're doing to get the loan and what you're getting to do the PPP forgiveness. So I apologize. No, line 31 divided by 52 times 8. If you're doing the 8-week option, but I don't know why anybody would do the 8-week option. So you just want to do line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5. Wow, that was like a trick question. I was going through it too quickly. Charlotte, and then we got Links Thinks. Is it possible to reapply for the EIDL loan? The SBA, I believe, has said no, but I don't want to tell people that they can't, and then I'd be wrong. But I do know it's just still the same program. I know that they've indicated that you can't go and apply for PPP again, but then they came out with the Flexibility Act, and it was indicated that if you didn't get the right amount of funds, that you can apply to amend your application, but I know of no such thing for EIDL. So I don't want to tell you not to apply. And if you are in need, you could apply, and if they're not going to give you any more, they're just going to tell you that. So I would probably say the only way you're going to find out is if you apply again. I don't think anybody's going to think you're doing something wrong. Let's see. So they got 15 and 10, still need money for your business. I'm sorry to hear that, Link Sphinx. I am sorry to hear that. And, be looking at PUA. And then, a lot of times the states have things that come into play as well, whether it's grants or special loans. And then, all right, so we're at 76. So Link Sphinx, my heart goes out to you. Stay strong. Check out the 300 videos if you haven't already, okay? You're definitely going to go, yeah, I've never met a CPA quite like JJ, because those 300 videos, especially if you find the one called Yelp, you're going to be surprised, because I get on top of a set of rocks and I can see every house in the entire neighborhood, and then I scream. I don't even scream. I give out a Viking yelp just to show you all that you can do it. All right, so Darkwater Megs. And I don't know that Darkwater Megs is on. Am I missing?
They are not.
He's diving. He's diving. So we've got coasters here. Okay, look at this. And then, do they still have Shark Week? Do they still do Shark Week?
Yes, they still do Shark Week.
I mean, this is going to be like, this is huge when it's Shark Week. But we have this. We have another sticker. Okay, and then we've got. This is what's more important. Not more important. This is what's more exciting, and it's going to. I'm taking something out of plastic, so I'm sure that it sounds extra loud. But you have right now, like, this is no joke, okay? This is a Megalodon fossil tooth, Megalodon shark tooth. It's a fossil. It's a legit out of the ocean fossil, and Jason of Darkwater Megs took him like 2.5 years. Go follow him on Instagram, but he recreated the mouth of the Megalodon with actual teeth over time. This is one of them right here.
So,
and we're gonna throw in, to protect it, we will put that right in this, and we will send it to you along with a coaster and maybe a sticker. Maybe. So what is the trivia question? But I will tell you this, absolutely.
Everybody get ready.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna note to you, Amanda, that my drink's getting short. Okay,
right,
here we go.
Trivia question. How many teeth are in a megalodon's jaw? The top and bottom. How many teeth? On your mark, get set, go!
All right, you better keep an eye on it.
I'm watching.
So we can only go with one.
Only go with one.
Sarah K, how are you? Good to see you. And we got Oro and Mickety Mac and Robert and Russell.
Nobody's done
And Sarah K. And Blair, what's going on, Blair from Oregon? Oh, no. And we got Marlo, what's going on?
We might just
and Decina, yes.
We might just have to do whoever gets the closest without going over, like Price is Right.
You know, you all have to see Amanda's face sometimes. You all have to see Amanda's face sometime. Do we have one yet? We got Dax and Alyssa and Duvall. And let's see.
I will help you out. It's only 3 digits.
It's only 3 digits. And it's less than 500.
Yep. It's less than 500, but more than 100. Well, we got somebody close.
Oh, we got somebody close. We got someone really close.
Yeah.
Duvall and Steven, more than a dentist deserves. We've got Stacy. What's going on, Stacy? And Walter and Glenda
you guys are
and
getting
Layla.
So close.
Blair, Cool P, Kathy, what's going on? CCT, Steady Rolling Painting. I love it. Alyssa.
Right, I'm gonna
Sarah K. Sarah K's, she's nailing it. She's getting close. She's getting close.
Sarah K's getting close.
Is it? How many is it? Oh, Sarah K's not close. I'm sorry, Sarah K.
She did do one that was close.
Okay, yeah, it's less than 200.
Less than 200.
It's more than 100, less than 200. Here we go.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna set my stopwatch for 30 seconds, and
Daryl Dugan, we got Greg. Sorry I'm late. Roll Tide, and Kathy, and Alyssa, and Rick's close.
I'm gonna stop it, and we're gonna give it to Robert Freisinger at 134 because it's 138.
I love it.
138.
I love it.
Robert.
I love it. I love it.
Robert, if you will email me your mailing address, email it to jj@jjthecpahelp.com, and then we will get this sent out to you guys. These are going to be hard if you want to get a megalodon tooth, because Jason worked really hard to get that.
Yeah, he did. Glenda said that Google lied. This is per Jason.
Yeah. This is
You know what Sarah K just said? She said rats.
Rats.
I haven't heard that in the longest time.
Yeah.
I just love that. That's like from maybe from what was Spanky and Alfalfa from? That's not a trivia question, but it was the Spanky and Alfalfa. You don't even know what I'm talking about?
From the Little Rascals?
The Little Rascals. I'm sure that they were like rats.
All right, Robert, congratulations. These trivia questions are going to be hard today because we're giving you guys some really good information. So,
giving away one of my books. I'm giving away one of Amanda's books. All right.
And a T-shirt.
Oh, and a T-shirt. That's right. A JJ and Amanda T-shirt. We only have made 100 of them. You said that we were going to make more, but I don't know that we should.
Yeah, we're almost out of these. So if you do want one, I did put the address in the body of this video. Please go get that. If you get in your orders today or this weekend, they will get shipped out Monday. I will let you guys know, the ones who have ordered my 2X's, that I ran out, and we are having to get those printed. So as soon as I get them from the print shop, I will get them out, but they are a little delayed. We've had like 4 people order those sizes. So anyways.
All right, real quick, CJS is in Georgia. I just wanted to mention that. They're indicating they're getting PUA and they got PPP. And if Georgia's not asking about it, that's kind of been my thing from the beginning, is then what can you do? I mean, the states, I don't know why this is the case, but the states are the ones that get to decide on PUA, which I find a little infuriating because it's a federal program. The states shouldn't be having the burden of trying to figure this out and having the burden of updating their websites and the burden of handing all of these PUA, weekly amounts out. They have enough to do. Long story short, that's why I've said from the beginning, I mean, you're answering the questions correctly. There's nothing in there that indicates that there's any effect of PPP. So I would just say, if you need it, then, keep getting what's available to you, especially if you need it. All right, Alyssa, I'm way behind, but Alyssa says absolutely, and you are dry in that bottle that you're carrying over there. So, and then let's see, and Stephen and Terry D, EIDL applications For small Schedule C filers right after Monday's live, they got the 1,000 today. They are thrilled. Thanks for having these lives, JJ and Amanda. Awesome. Well, Terry D, I'm glad to hear that. And if you applied for the EIDL, hopefully you get that as well. And Barbara Eubanks, I love it. You know, when I saw that at first, I thought that was going to be Barbara from Shark Tank, which we're a huge fan of. Like, that's a compliment. Like, we love all the sharks, even Mr. Wonderful. And we got Michael Perez. I received the max PPP of 2833 in May. Continue to receive PUA all along. No issue in California. Is there a way I'm going to get PPP loan forgiven? I'm an independent contractor. Yes. So basically, you got your PPP, the 20883. So you're going to take that line 31, assuming it's the same, divided by 12 times 2.5. Bada boom, bada bing. There's your forgiveness amount. We got Jim Campbell. Can you apply for more money since they went to 24 weeks? My understanding is no on that, Jim, unfortunately. It's just now the forgiveness. It was meant to cover only 8 weeks. They're now just giving businesses that weren't able to get the funds spent within the 8 weeks more time to spend it, but you still have to spend it on the same qualified expenses. I don't think they're going to change that. Now, given that there's 100 billion left and indicating that the PPP 2.0 is ending June 30, maybe they do something after that, but I would say currently you would not be able to. But I'll tell you this, for those that need the PPP, if you weren't here at the beginning, they close it June 30. So if you haven't applied and you need it, I would just say, what are you waiting for? Okay, if you need it, what are you waiting for? Especially for the Schedule C filers, because you're going to take your Schedule C that you're filing with the IRS or did, divided by 12 times 2.5, there's your loan. Guess what your forgiveness is? The exact same calculation. And so if you need it, in essence, you're literally getting it for free. So what are you waiting for if you need it? And we got Cool P on, and let's see, and Karen, if you're still on, if I would have seen Karen with a C, so now I'm just going to always refer in a very in an affectionate way, Karen with a C. Anyways, Cool P, and we've got Daryl Dugan, CPA, John Hamilton, CPA, Alyssa, and Charlotte, and Babs B, and Duvall, and Doug Heck. What's up, what's up, what's up? And Amanda's grabbing me a fresh one. I really love being here. We got Be More Gamers. SBA approved me for 1,000 loan, but no mention of the grant. Is the loan the grant? Well, I would tell you this. Let's be clear on this one. If you just got the 1,000 that showed up in your account, that's the grant. If you got an email saying you've been approved for a loan and it's $1,000, verify your identity and sign loan documents, then that's the loan. So if you never got anything from them, you just got a grand showing up in your account, then that's the grant. If you didn't sign any documents, then that would be the grant. All right, and let's see. Oh, and we got Willie. I hear someone say something about the programs. I always look through the playlist before telling anyone else about it. I really appreciate that. And I trust in my fellow Okies. That's right. Appreciate that, Willie. Carol, so is the application for PPP for self-employed, line 31. Okay, yeah. Carol's, I would tell you this, Carol is always in the comments of my videos, which I really, really appreciate. And Carol, I think what it is, there's still that option if somebody wants to do the 8-week option, but if they do the 24-week option, which sounds weird, but if they do the 24-week option, then it's line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5. I don't know why anybody would do the 8-week option, because I know this, and I don't know if it's a loophole or not, and I've alluded to it in a video, but I'm sure the heck not going to put together a video and have anybody misconstrue it as me promoting a loophole. But Carol, you look at these things very closely. The one thing that I find interesting here is that when you look at the PPP loan forgiveness, it doesn't anywhere verify that you got the right amount of loan for line 31. And what do I mean by that? If you take line 31 that you use to get the loan, that's line 9 of the application. Now that's the regular line. I'm not remembering what line it is on the easy. Nonetheless, you have your loan amount, okay? Well, if you got the wrong amount, okay, and you then go, well, I'm gonna do the 8-week option, and so I'm gonna take line 31 of my actual line 31, and then I'm gonna do rent, I'm gonna do utilities, and I'm gonna do interest. I'm not seeing anywhere, maybe I missed it, that you can't go with an 8-week option and fill it in with other expenses to cover up for the fact that you got the wrong amount of the loan. And all I'm saying is that we do know there were a number of self-employed that got PPP loans, and the banks inadvertently just used the gross, or maybe they used a 2019, but it was a draft. So I'm very surprised that in the updated PPP applications, given that it's leading to this full forgiveness so easily, that there's not a way to confirm it. Now, let me be clear. It does indicate that when you're going to your payroll costs, okay, let me be clear. When you go to your payroll costs calculation in the application for forgiveness, you're taking your actual line 31. So I get if that's different, then your payroll cost is going to be different, but there's nothing in the application that indicates that you can't take your actual line 31 divided by 52 times 8 if you're doing the 8-week option, and then put in rent and put in utilities and put in your, you know, your business interest on top of it to then build up a dollar amount that's forgiven. So did Carol have something to add right there at the end while I was talking?
She said, no, because I'm trying to apply for myself and it's cray-cray. I'm talking about applying.
Okay, Carrie, you're gonna apply for PPP? And if the answer is yes, do it, you deserve it. Line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5, that's your loan. The forgiveness is line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5, boom, you're done. Meaning full forgiveness.
Did you talk about an escort video?
Yeah.
Which video are you talking about? The link.
Oh, okay, I published it yesterday. It was like owner's health insurance.
Okay, that one.
The owner's health insurance.
I can share a link.
Okay, yeah. Carol, go get it. You deserve it. You've been working so hard. Okay, Charlotte. So, okay, wait a minute. Okay, we went through Charlotte. Barbara, even though you said this a long time ago, I'm going to just say it again. Absolutely. Paul says, Happy Father's Day. Yep, and then Daryl, you nailed it. Thank you. And then we got Stacy, great pick of me and the kiddos. Thank you so much for that. Happy Father's Day. Cool P, Happy Father's Day, she says. Thank you, and to everybody. Thank you, Rob. And we got Tony on. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Tony, the Godfather. I tell you what, you all need to go to b4bcares.org. This is the Godfather of this organization that we still got to get off the ground, but we just keep being closed and closed and closed. We finally got the last thing to be able to move forward on that. But b4bcares.org is an organization that was breathed life into by Tony out of Florida, and he has funded it with some very generous seed money, and the purpose of it is to help businesses that fell through the cracks. And the way we're going to help them is if there's a pinching point to their business, we're going to pay that vendor that can help them with that pinching point. And I'll tell you this right now, Tony, we've got, I think, a contender that needs Tony talking on the phone with their landlord, and they're going to need the attorney who's also on the board talking with their attorneys, and they're going to need me to help them with some other aspect. So won't give up any more than that, but I think we've got a contender. And then, go ahead.
Have a good weekend, Fred.
Thank you, Fred. All right, Fred, thank you so much. Absolutely. All right, hey, when we get to 100 thumbs up, why don't we do the next?
I just literally typed that out. That 100 thumbs up.
Boom, I love it.
So
Let me just say a couple things more. We got Oro, Valerie Clark, Laugh Out Loud, Lloyd, and we've got Alex L. Hi, JJ and Amanda. Happy Father's Day to you both. I'm a sole proprietor with one employee. Is my PPP fully forgiven, or do I have to use a different equation? So you have to use both, but you still can use the EZ. So your portion of the PPP is line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5 if you go the 24-week option, and then the payroll that you pay that employee. So just like always, you have two calculations to arrive. You don't have to do two applications, but you have two calculations that go into yours with flying colors. And then we have Cindy B, but we also have Pedal Spin Studio. That might be Brooke. Maybe Brooke is on. And we got Mark Randall and Sarah Kay, and we got Rick, Leslie Steven, thank you so much, and Natalie French and Walter Burton. One question, the bank gave me too much. Can I use the extra money for utilities? Thanks, love your videos. I appreciate that. Walter, all I can do is tell you what the official answer is here. And I feel like the official answer is no. And the reason I say that is that your loan is meant to be line 31 divided by 12 times 2.5. So that's the max loan. When we had the old PPP forgiveness applications, I thought it was very clear that if you, in essence, got too much, you'd have to pay it back immediately. And your question is from a while ago. You probably heard what I just said on it. So all I can tell you, and I'm not trying to tell you with a wink wink, but all I can tell you is that that's not the spirit of how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be, here's what you got, and if it was more then I feel like the spirit of the deal is that you would pay that back. But probably the real answer is to ask your bank about that and make sure that everything's in line. And let's see, and Be More Gamers, and let's see, I think it's gonna flip all the way to the bottom because and we got Mario and Joan, and let's see. All right, so what's our next question, Amanda? Do we have one? And we're at 92 thumbs up, so we'll go with the question. Maybe we'll be able to go to the trivia. What are we giving away next?
Be a Potato book, and Denisha said, I really want to win that book. So
Okay.
All right. If we get to 100 thumbs up, we will do the next one. We have a question from With Flying Colors. Can a C Corp use the PPP EZ form?
A C Corp? Yeah, anybody can use it. Really what it comes down to is if you don't have any haircuts, so go to the first page of the application, which you can go to jjthecpahelp.com. There's no booby traps there. You can just get it, and there's a copy of it. But if you can click one of those 3 check marks, then you qualify. So it's for anybody. I do want to jump out though. Timothy Beatty has a really good question. Is there any restriction of what they can use the PPP money on for a self-employed that's fully forgivable? Here's how I'm just going to answer that. For the employees, right, they got a wage. For the employee owners, if they've been paying them wages, they got a wage, right? For partners that were paying guaranteed payments, they got a guaranteed payment. Well, what were those wages used for? What were those guaranteed payments used for that were paid to the individuals? For personal expenses, right? So for the self-employed, the PPP is to make up that net income. So different from the EIDL, PPP can be used for whatever you want. And here's why. I know that before we had to, or if you're selecting the 8-week option, you got to come up with rent, utilities, and all that. But the net income of a Schedule C is nothing more than like the net paycheck for an employee. So the answer for me to you is no limitations that I am aware of now that if you select the 24-week option. And then for the EIDL, there is those same restrictions, but no restrictions on the PPP. Now, let me be clear, that's only on the self-employed, period. Only on the self-employed, which is defined as a Schedule C filer. Did I answer the question you asked me? What was, oh, what?
No, you're answering your
Oh, okay, you didn't ask me a question yet?
I asked you one from Flying Colors.
And I just missed it?
No, you answered it and you answered your own.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So I don't have an open question from you?
No.
Okay,
You do not.
that's what I was trying to get at. Okay, so do you have one lined up? You got one?
Yeah. Alex says, I'm a sole proprietor with one employee. Can my PPP still be fully forgiven using line 31 equation, or do I use a different equation since I have an employee? My PP amount included wages from line 26.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you probably asked that question before I just answered it. So the answer that I gave, I'm sorry, I don't remember who I just answered it for. You can use the EZ, but you will have two calculations on that. So I'm sure you just heard the one that I just answered.
This one is from, that was from Alex. This is,
So steady rolling painting, can you advertise with EIDL loan? Yes, because it's for ongoing expenses.
Gregory Duke, if we applied for 200 as opposed to the 250 we qualified for, is there anything different we do with the calculation? JJ, your content is the best.
Oh, thank you. Okay, what's the 200?
If we applied for 200 as opposed to the 250 we qualified
Oh,
for,
I see.
is there anything different we would need to do with calculations?
Okay, so whether it's PPP or EIDL, it's the same requirements on the use, okay? And if you're now, can you clarify, are you asking about PPP or EIDL? Because on either one, you could have taken less. Let's see, with flying colors, there was one, okay, you got one?
This is from Barbara. What happens if you get more loan than you should have because you stated you were an employee but I'm a sole proprietor? Do I just pay back the difference?
Yes, yeah, you just pay it back, and with your forgiveness application, that's when you would pay it back. Yep.
Diana B says, I got PPP and EIDL advance. From what you've said, the advance will reduce my PPP loan forgiveness. So can I just hand over the $10,000 right away with no penalty?
Well, there won't be any penalty. I know where you're thinking, though, is that there is some interest that will be charged on whatever is not forgiven. And here's where the trickiness is, that those that have tried to give money back, the banks are like, I don't know how, what do you want me to do with this? And so whatever your EIDL advance is, you don't have to pay that back, and I know you know that. Whatever your PPP loan is, and then the calculation for forgiveness, it will reduce that down, which I know you know that. And so in essence, what she's asking is, okay, if I got this money over here, and I got this money over here, and I still have it, can I just pay it back right away? Yes, but I don't know how that's done, and it's not done until you file for forgiveness. The issue there, though, is that you potentially might have some interest, because when you read it, the amount that's not forgiven, the interest starts from when you got the loan, which I think is unfair. So I think that there might be some changes to that. The real answer is to check with your bank and see how soon you can pay that back.
Ryan Phillips is on.
Ryan Phillips, how you doing? Good to see you.
Ryan Phillips.
The Ryan Phillips. In fact, I texted him, and then we started preparing the live, and I didn't. Ryan, if you texted me back, I'm sorry, I hadn't seen it yet. But thanks for being on. Ryan and I, as well as one of the other coaches, had the honor of going with Coop on a college visit out to Missouri to visit a college. And so we had a great day together. Drove, I think it was like over 3 hours each way, and we had a lot of fun together. He is Cooper's coach and has been his pitching coach since Cooper was 8 years old. And so I don't know if Cooper realizes it, but basically what it comes down to is whatever Coop makes when he gets to the MLB, he's got to cut Phil in. I tell you that.
Yep,
Ryan
right.
Phillips, we call him Phil. Phil
All
for
right.
short.
We only need 4 more thumbs up to to our next giveaway, so you guys get to hop in. It's going to be a good one. Our next question is from Mariah. She says, we are still trying the PPP, but didn't finish our taxes. Do we still need to do the 2019 taxes?
Yes, yeah, because what's indicated in the instructions of the PPP forgiveness application, more clear than ever in the last round of instructions, is that it must be what has or what is going to be filed with the IRS. So the only reason I'm saying that you need to get it done is so you're using an actual number. Now let me actually clarify this a little bit. You're not required to file it before you put in your PPP forgiveness application, but you need to make sure that it's the final number. And the SBA will do a cross-reference with the IRS, I'm assuming, because it'd be easy for them to do. But technically, you don't have to file it before forgiveness, but you would want to make sure, because part of the certification that you make on the PPP forgiveness application is that amount is going to be what matches the IRS. And it can't be, I'm not saying that you would, but it can't be like, oh, gee golly, I just thought it was going to be this. You're certifying under penalties of perjury that is the amount.
Did you answer Terry D's question about inventory?
Nope.
Okay. Can you use the EIDL loan, not the advance, for inventory purchases?
Yes, because it's ongoing. That is what I would consider an operating expense. Now, if I would say this, if you're stocking up on inventory, now stocking up as in, I mean, it just have to be your own, kind of your own thought process. But if it's like, well, I have 100 of these, I'm going to get a really good deal if I buy 100 more. Yeah, I got some EIDL money, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more. But if it's, okay, I'm selling, candy bars and I've got 20 in stock, I just sold 15, I got to buy 15 more, that's an ongoing expense. So stocking up on inventory, no, but buying inventory as part of your ongoing, yes, because that's how the revenue is being driven. And so that's why I think that you would be fine on the inventory.
Adele says, if I received unemployment insurance, how do I deal with the loan?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
If I received unemployment insurance,
how
do I deal with the loan?
Okay. I guess what threw me off was what kind of insurance? Nothing. They don't apply, or they don't interact in any way, shape, or form. First and foremost, it's just a loan, and so it doesn't cause PUA to be affected. And the EIDL, the loan does not affect PPP. It's just the grant that affects it. Now, if you really look at it carefully, you cannot use the loan for payroll during the time if you got PPP for payroll. Meaning, if you just got 10 grand from PPP and 10 grand on the EIDL or the EIDG, you can only be using PPP for payroll. And even though the EIDG is going to reduce down your forgiveness, you still have to use them for separate purposes. But that seems like that would be easy to get done. So
we have reached 100 thumbs up.
Okay.
So we need to give a giveaway away.
Yeah, I'm giving away your book.
All right. So our next,
along with a koozie.
A book and a koozie.
A book and a koozie.
All right. So this is, how many videos did JJ post in the last 7 days?
So 7 days.
Get set, go.
So 7 days, does that include today?
Yep.
Okay. So 7 days.
7 days. Oh, Glenda got it.
Glenda nailed it.
30.
30. She told me
30.
30 and I was like, 30 in 7 days? Holy smokes.
That's right. So Glenda, please email us, and I already have your address, but just email and put in there the 30 videos so I know what to do.
And you're gonna sign it.
I'm gonna sign it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Glenda said first guess. I don't think so, Glenda, because you watch them all. Your brain was tracking that.
That's
is really
right.
what that comes down to. Let me tell you this: if you're on right now and we didn't answer your question, please resend it to us. Thank you so much for everybody that's on today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We really appreciate it. And, it used to be we were only answering emails, and it's gotten to where we get enough questions. Anyways, do we have any more that people sent?
Cindy says we have 2 partners and only got $1,000 grant, not 2,000 or 10,000. Will they give us the rest?
So if you answered 2 employees, then you should have got $2,000. But under the new guidelines, if you're self-employed, it's 0 employees. If you're a partnership, it's 0 employees unless you're paying employees. So if you're a partnership, you can't pay yourself wages, which seems ridiculous, meaning that's just the law. It's always been. So I think you just got a minimum. I don't think you would get any more. But you had to get a hold of the SBA today.
Yes.
And you got in touch with them after
It was
43
minutes.
Yeah, which is not, when you think nationwide how many people they're helping, that was quick. Honestly,
and then
that's
email system, because they emailed me, and the lady I've been working with is just like on top of it.
So you just give them a holler. There's no hurt, no harm done that can be done with that. So.
And Steve says, how does a self-employed person pay themselves PPP? Divide by 24 weeks and transfer that amount from business to checking once a week?
Nope, the calculation solves it. I think it might have been Daryl Dugan earlier, or might have been, anyways. Nope, it's just an automatic forgiveness. Technically, there's no separation of you from your business as a self-employed individual. That's just the law, meaning when you're filing a tax return, you've indicated that there's no separation. So you might have an LLC and have a separate bank account and a separate business account from your personal. And it sounds like you're at a place in your business where you have those 2 things separated out. But under the guidelines of how this all works, there is no separation between you and your business, which is just to say, whether you keep it in or you pull it out, it doesn't matter. For you, it's a calculation. If you go with the 24-week option for forgiveness, assuming your line 31 is the same when you applied from when you're going to seek forgiveness, line 31 on Schedule C, you're getting 100% forgiveness. You're done. You don't even have to prove one thing about that. You can just now get to use the money for it. Cindy said resend how, but we answered Cindy's question? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and Mickety Mac says, hey JJ.
Mickety Mac.
Are health insurance costs allowable cost on S-Corp owners? Easy application instructions specifically exclude but not mention on normal Forgiveness Act.
Absolutely. Well, I would say on Mickety Mac, I would say this, and I think that I follow what you're saying on the instructions. So it'd be calculated the same. You're probably thinking the same thing as me. Calculated the same. Health insurance, if not included in the wages, wouldn't be included either way. And I don't think that, I can't imagine that one instructions would override the other instructions, but you're probably like me and you're like, well, why wouldn't it say at both spots? But I do think at the end of the day, health insurance can be included for an S-Corp owner because it was included in wages. Outside of that, it can't. And then of course we have the other limitations, related to the owner employees, which is last year, 2019 versus this year and what was actually paid, all of that good stuff. So I've got a number of videos, which I know you've seen on that. So good question on that, because he's picking up on the technicality here that one mentions one and the other doesn't. So I think, and you're probably thinking the same thing. I would assume things apply the same way, either application, especially for the owners, because the owners are going to be the same either way. The only thing that, in my opinion, that causes there to be a hiccup to not file EZ would be because of the employees. The owners aren't going to cause there to be a hiccup because there's not any haircuts related to that.
Robert says, are these PPP loans on credit reports? I got mine a long time ago and it's still not on my report.
You know, I don't know the answer to that. I actually was talking with a client about it yesterday, and they were getting ready to refinance their home. And so he had said, hey, is this going to be on my credit? And I was like, well, honestly, I don't know the answer to that. But here's my hunch on it. No. And the reason why is that no one knows if it's a loan right now or not. I mean, technically, if you go back to the beginning of my videos, what I would drive home is that it's a grant until determined to not be forgiven, and then it becomes a loan. And so from the standpoint, are you leaving? We'll be right back. Okay. So from the standpoint of the covered period, it's not a loan. And so I would be shocked if a bank reported it as a loan, because it's not. It's a grant. Then when it's determined what's not forgivable, then it becomes a loan. And then that's when you'll have a loan agreement with your bank and it'll be updated and you'll have terms. And then that's when I think it will show up. And we were also talking, the client and I, about whether or not the EIDL will show up. And I do think that will show up. It's a loan. I don't know how quickly it will, but nonetheless. Okay, do we got any more questions?
Jerry.
Absolutely.
Jerry says, for PPP, can we apply ordinary business income from 1120S to replace line 31 Schedule C? Do not have a Schedule C.
Yeah, you can't, because you're just in a completely different camp. For 1120S, the only thing that's going to count, period, is wages to get the loan. And then the only thing that's going to count for an S Corp is the wages, those related payroll costs, interest, rent, utilities. There's no automatic calculations for the S Corp. Not an automatic calculation for the owner, nobody. So yeah, the line 31 is only for Schedule C filers. Good question on that, because we've been spending so much time on the self-employed.
John Jasper, does rent paid from an S Corp owner to self count as rent?
So that's a phenomenal question, because John Jasper, who, boom, always on with us. Thank you, John. Thank you to everybody that's on with us today. We'll probably be wrapping up here shortly, but John, here's why I like that question. Okay, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I didn't drink. Did I already say it? And then.
Yeah.
But then I said it again. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm just thirsty. So, the thing to note here is that we've been on for 102 minutes.
That's right.
And I've only had 1.5.
That's right.
And it's been quite a day. If you don't know what's going on today, you can go back and watch for kind of more of the story. But I did just going to mention to everybody that COVID is real. I had a dear friend and his wife passed away due to complicating issues, but because of COVID. And so anyways, yesterday at 1 p.m. So anyways, if I seem a little distracted, that might be why. It doesn't have anything to do with this lovely potion in front of me. Okay, did you had a quick, no, I didn't answer John's.
Yeah.
So with the S Corp, I advise my clients, John, that if they are paying rent to an LLC that then owns the real estate that they're in, yes, because that is an existing lease agreement that was in play February 15th. So as long as it's basically arm's length transaction, a lease is in play, the entity's paying rent to another entity, even though they own their entity and they're in the entity, I don't see anything wrong with that, meaning I think it's completely valid. Now, I do have some businesses that they pay their employees a nominal, but they pay their employees rent. because they don't work in the office. And I don't mean because of COVID. So I have a few clients that their employee works in that employee's home, okay? And so that is saving that employer space, et cetera, et cetera. And so they're paying a monthly amount, okay? So let's just say that, I mean, just so you know, so you can get crazy here, it's like $500 a month for somebody that's making, you know, 100 grand a year, but working from home. That is an agreement that was in play and has continued to be. I think that is even inclusive in the rent. I think the whole key here is what's been done, what was in play at February 15th, what was already being done. So I think we're okay on that, John.
With Flying Colors says, breaking news, SBA rolls out dedicated tool for small businesses to connect with CDFIS, small asset lenders participating in PPP.
Oh, awesome. Well, this might have been what Matt was emailing me about is this. And so maybe that's an indicator that they're going to extend the PPP, because part of what I had read in this report, which is basically in a Senate committee, I believe, but that if you have an employer that's less than 100 employees, they may have more time to apply for PPP, and they are going to try and connect the small banks with those. So that's awesome. Thank you with Flying Colors for that announcement. That's what I love about the lives.
And the SBA says they're going to announce, or they're going to be releasing a list of small businesses who took out more than $150,000 in PPP.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that is that I'm being sincere, the wonderful SBA director, the director of SBA, and it's awful, I don't remember her name. I know it starts with a J.
Jovita.
Yeah, you talk about someone who has been on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I've never been a critic of the IRS, never have, okay? But if I'm just comparing the two agencies, wow, SBA. So I'm not knocking IRS, but I'm just saying, wow, SBA. I mean, wow, okay? So with that being said, when you're talking about the SBA and the help that they're putting together and connecting, I would love it. And I love it that SBA is getting involved with this because they've just been so efficient. Mm-hmm. I mean, efficient. And I will say this, I love the bankers that have helped all my clients with PPP, but there was no reason for it. There was no reason to go through banks. I'm glad they got their 5% fee, but the nation would have saved 5%. And I've talked about it with Amanda, but I feel like what they could have done that would have been so easy, I mean easy, is you applied, this is not how it happened, but if they would have set it up that you apply for PPP through the SBA or even the IRS, guess what the IRS already has and had to have had by mid-March, okay? Your W-2 information. I mean, are you kidding me? It's already in play. And guess what? There's a Form W-3. You go to one number and you go, well, what was that number divided by 12 times 2.5? Here's your PPP amount. It wouldn't have even required you to do one calculation. The SBA could have plucked that number from the IRS or Social Security Administration or the IRS or any of those others, and you take box 1 or box 5, whatever you decided to use. It seems like they're going with a box 1 with the SBA, but nonetheless, would have made it simple. I mean, simple. And then for Schedule C, right? It's like, well, you filed a tax return, boom, what's Schedule C? And they could have just, I mean, I hate to say it, but they could have just said, hey, you got to file Schedule C, and then when you do, we'll give you some PPP money. Anyways.
Yeah.
So glad to see him involved.
I think that we need to give our last giveaway away, and then Javier's going to say goodbye, and we're going to go eat.
Boom.
All right.
All right, and I will. I'll write a note in that
with this shirt.
Well, no, we got to do, then that's a separate giveaway. We're not going to give away a book and a shirt all in one.
We'll give the book away, or we'll give the shirt away next time, because I don't have any more questions.
Oh, well, I got one. I did something. I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but I did something.
Okay.
That people can. Amanda's to the point where she needs to eat. I never met a woman that when it's time to eat, it's time to eat. Okay? And you're skinny.
Okay.
And she doesn't like Snickers.
No, I don't. All right. So what?
But wait a second. We only got 102 likes.
I know, but it was 100.
No.
So
Okay. Listen, I want 8 more likes.
I had plans, but you do it.
8 more likes. You have plans? Am I involved?
I had plans with the show.
Oh.
Like my thing was this was the last giveaway.
It is the last giveaway.
Okay.
We're giving this away after we get to 110 likes. Let's see. Valerie Clark says, you guys are all of that and a bag of chips. Happy Father's Day to Amanda and JJ. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
All right. So where do we at? I show 105.
107.
How come you show that?
I don't know. That's what my computer says.
You only have one more question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. You guys, this one's going to stump you. Okay. You're going to get a book out of it. We'll throw in a koozie.
Or no, I'm sorry. I do have 2 questions.
Well, see, I thought so. I didn't think you went through them all. Russell McDonald is still on with us. What did Russell say? When Russell talks, people listen. Right? E.F. Hutton, those of you that have been around. Rob definitely probably remembers E.F. Hutton. Babs B, not a political question, but how can our country afford this? Will this ultimately be added to the deficit? No. How would, in my opinion, yeah, we can't afford it, but here's my opinion. Our taxes are going up. That's how it's going to get paid for. Taxes are going up, and therefore you're going to need JJ the CPA even more to make sure that you're only paying your fair share of taxes, no more, no less.
All right.
All right, we got 110, so I see 108.
I have 109.
109.
Come on, people.
I'm self-employed. I received unemployment. Now I just formed single LLC. I got EID alone. How about unemployment still work? Yep, they don't. So Lila Lamb, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you would. Any of you that are watching right now, please subscribe. And guess what?
We're at 100.
Guess what? This goes into the next question. This goes into the next question. You ready?
Ready.
Is it the one on the? It's the one related to subscribers.
Yes. All right, so then the number has changed dramatically since we started this, but how many subscribers does JJ have left to get to 30,000?
30,000. I mean, unbelievable.
Go.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you have the answer?
I do have the answer.
Okay.
I just checked.
As of right now.
As of right now.
Denisha, thank you.
Russell McDonald won. 42.
Boom, got the 10 key.
He
Russell
only
McDonald.
needs 42.
Well, Russell has a book because he was the first person to leave a review on it.
That's right.
So I'm going to say this. Russell, and then Russell already has your book.
And Russell just
because he
bought
already
it,
has this.
And he just bought a t-shirt.
And Russell, here's what we're giving Russell.
What?
Russell, you ready for this?
Oh.
And now Russell will appreciate this because Russell has a podcast and I've been on his podcast. We've known each other a long time before anything happened on YouTube. So we're good friends. He'll get a kick out of this, okay? But Russell, I'm gonna give you this. It's on canvas and I'm gonna write something nice to you right here. I'm not gonna go so far as to call it an autograph. Nonetheless, though, it'll have the JJ on there. Because Russell is on social media all the time, and so maybe it's even a little selfish of me because maybe every once in a while he'll pick it up. So you can see it's nice and thick. So Russell deserves that as well because everybody here needs to thank Russell because it was on Monday when we were live that Russell told us that EIDL was open back up. Glenda says, I need that.
I know, I saw
you know what,
that.
Glenda's gonna get something special. If y'all haven't seen this, Glenda and her granddaughter put this together and someone, oh my gosh, someone says, can I buy that online? My goodness. Well, I tell you what, email us and we'll just make one and you can just reimburse us the cost because I would be honored if
The book is online. The book is on Amazon.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, we don't ever tell anybody. Yeah,
No,
we're just, and part of it is everybody that comes on, we just always have such a good
Yeah.
time, and I forget to promote myself, right? So $12.33. When COVID happened, we reduced it immediately. I mean, and so it's at the lowest, $12.33. And at the time, believe it or not, I said, well, let's just do that through the end of March. And then COVID continued. It's like, well, we'll do it through the end of April. And they're like, well, we'll do it through the end of May. We're going to do it through the end of June. So thank you, everybody who has been buying these books and supporting that effort. And Amanda's book is on Amazon.com, Be a Potato. Be a Potato has nothing to do with the cookbook, even though it says this is the best cookbook you'll ever buy. Starting with, it's not a cookbook, but it's a social media journey on how she was able to explode on LinkedIn in under 90 days. So she gives you a ton of tips. It is worth every penny, and then 100 more times that.
Well,
so
thank you.
okay, so we have one more, and you come and show everybody your T-shirt, because this is
our last giveaway, and this is going to be the JJ CPA, or JJ the CPA, and the Amanda T-shirt. Now, if you do not win this, you can buy one of these on jjthecpa.com/merch. The link is in the description of this video. This is a tour shirt. It has hashtag JJTheCPA, as well as hashtag Be a Potato, as well as all of the tour dates from all of the cities that we will be visiting when we come see you guys. They are $25, and you can find them on our website, jjthecpa.com, and they are $25, and the cost is going to help offset the travel. So somebody is going to win one of these shirts.
Yeah, and did you mention it? So we're doing it to offset the cost, and we make about $10 a shirt. And the only reason I keep telling everybody is I've been like bashful.
I had to really
I've been
talk them
bashful
into
about it. I
this.
was like, why we can't sell these? But anyways, that's why we're selling them. I've had to listen to my soulmate. You have the question.
Yes, this question is, and you have to answer month, date, and year. So, when was the first video by JJ the CPA put up on YouTube? On your mark, get set, go. Everybody's logging off to go see.
Yeah, we're gonna go down to 0 people watching. We got 323.20. Nope, it's a good guess, but no, I've been doing this longer than that. Let's see, not 04, not that long. I don't even, was YouTube around in 04?
I don't know, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
I'll give you a hint. It wasn't in 2020, and it was not in 2019. Everybody's popping off.
First video by JJ the CPA.
CSR says not answering.
Oh, you're getting close, Mickety Mac. Getting close, Denisha.
It was in 2018.
Oh, somebody put 11/11.
I love it. It was in 18, right?
It was in 18.
2018.
Some of y'all are getting close. Oh, somebody got really close.
Really close. Maybe they don't know where to look.
Oh, David Wharton. David.
Nailed it.
5/10/2018, the first video for JJ the CPA was uploaded onto YouTube. So that is awesome, David. If you will email me your mailing address, I will get one of those out to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And everybody that's on, Mickety Mac and Glenda and Walter and Robert and Barbara and Tammy and Sang, Dang, David, Gregory, Valerie, Glenda, Lila, Daryl, Barbara, Mickety Mac. So here's our great friend, Russell McDonald, is getting that. So I still have this to give away. And they have a number of things to pick from, okay? A number of things to pick from to determine the answer to this. And I don't even know if you know.
Oh.
If you know.
You're gonna stump me?
Uh-oh, battery's getting low, okay? Here's a hint. Here's a hint. You ready? It has something to do with the background behind me. All right, we better plug that in. All right, here we go. What is something new that has not been in the background ever before? Right back in here. What's something that's new, that's in the background? And you know what? Am I able to see these live? Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Nope. The soldier's here. Green toy's been there. The picture of you and kids. Alyssa nailed it. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Thank you, Alyssa. I showed everybody kind of at the beginning, thinking that might be where we're at. Thank you for being on with us today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. You absolutely will. Thank you so much for all the support and watching the videos. What is our number? What is our count right now on the subscribers?
We are officially at, right this very second, you've hit refresh here, we are at 29,962.
All right. Well, listen, so if you know what? I've never asked this before in my life.
What?
Share one of my videos. Maybe ask somebody to subscribe. Maybe we can get over 30,000 by midnight tonight. That'd just be a lot of fun. But here's why Amanda wanted to include the trivia question. I think one of the reasons why is that we've been so overwhelmed with everybody's generosity and support. We feel like there's this YouTube family community that has helped me get through this COVID. I'm still officing in my house. I did go a couple of times to prove that I have an office, but you guys have gotten me through COVID. You have helped distract me through the concerns of all of this. And I have been doing these YouTube channel videos since May of 2018, and I posted a new video every single day. We didn't get to do one every single day when we were traveling at the end of 2019, but every single day I was thinking of you because I've been putting together videos related to taxes and insurance and all that good stuff. But the reason I say that is I had told Amanda when we set out to do this, I said, you know what, I'm going to give it 2 years. And if we don't have 10,000 subscribers after 2 years, then I'm not going to keep doing it. And just from the standpoint of the effort and the time and everything that went into it. And anyway, so March 13th happened, and I started putting together videos for my clients only. I mean, if you go back to those videos, they didn't have tags, there was no thumbnails, there was no end screen, there were no cards, there was no special wording. I don't even think I put anything in the body of it. I just said, hey, here's a video about this, and I was sending it to my clients. So it was out of my concern and worry for my clients that I started doing these videos. But I will say this, it's all of you, including my clients, that have helped me get through this from the own concerns I've had for my own businesses and for all my owners. I mean, all my clients that are business owners. So thank you to all of you. And there's really nothing special to June 19th for us on the YouTube channel. I know this is a big day in history, but I just mean in terms of for my YouTube channel. But it would just be neat on this live today that our result is at the end of the day, or maybe by the end of the weekend, we hit 30,000. And that would be, here's why I'm saying all that. That would be a really great Father's Day gift for me to be able to tell my kids that I hit 30,000 subscribers. Because when I set out to do this, I laid out this grand plan to my kids. And I said, hey, you know what? Here's what I'm doing. I got JJ the CPA. I plan to write a book. I plan to go and get JJ the CPA copyrighted. I'm going to be doing this. Amanda's going to be helping me with this way. We're going to be going on tour. And there was a huge plan in play starting in May of 2018 that I kept the faith in the sense of every day, a video, every day. And we would do 3 posts on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn. 3 posts every single day.
7 days a week.
Seven days a week. Yeah, 7 days a week.
All day.
Yeah, a video 7 days a week, meaning over and over and over. Nonetheless, thank you all for making it possible that I'll be able to tell my kids, because I'm sure we'll get there, that I hit 30,000 subscribers. Thank you for that, because I'm also monetized, because that was part of what I had told the kids, is that I was setting out to do it. Well, at the time, Chloe was 21, Cooper was 15, and they're like, yeah, Dad, I mean, like, who's gonna watch a CPA on YouTube all the time? And they've really gotten a kick out of this. And I'll tell you this, we talk to our kids about you all. We show our kids what we get. We're so taken aback. So this is just a long way of saying thank you to everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for all the support. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all the moms that have to step into that role as well. And I'll say absolutely, we're going to have a great weekend. I appreciate you all so much. All right, let's clear it out. All right, Glenda and Kathy and Duvall and Denisha and Paul Buckle, Card Shop Reality, Alyssa, Carol, Terry D. Who else is on? Terry D.
Denisha, thank you so much. She just said she just bought my book. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And Stacy, thank you so much. And Diane B.
Pedal Spin Studio. Happy
Boom.
Father's Day,
Yes.
JJ.
Thank you. Valerie Clark, Mickety Mac, and Barbara.
Rob.
And Rob, absolutely. Kyle, thank you so much. Dodger hat. I would have given you that, but I did have a Dodger hat on a while ago. But you know what? If no one had answered with the picture, I would have given you that. So I really appreciate it. All right. Hey, Rob, have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week. Cindy, same. And Stephen and Vernita, appreciate you all. Those are part of the reality show. Do Amanda a favor and go to the playlist called Reality Show and check out the episodes. You'll get a kick out of them. We've got a little music. Amanda's been trying to make it a little more entertaining. So check them out. Give us some views on that. That'd be great. And then everybody have a great weekend. We really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. All right, Patty B. You both are awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, Amanda needs to eat. You are right. And Rob, thank you so much. Yes, go feed Amanda. Polly Max. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that. Jean C. Got somebody else. Alyssa, thank you for being there for all of us through the craziness. I do not know what I would do without you and our family. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Alyssa. I really appreciate that. Duvall, great weekend. JJ and Amanda, look forward to meeting you both in NYC. Absolutely. I think that will be on the Saturday, which I believe is the 19th of July. Card Shop Reality, thank you so much. Shirt pick incoming next week. I love it. Thank you so much, Card Shop Reality, for being on all the time with us, as well as everybody else that's on with us all the time. Card Shop Reality, we just really appreciate it. And we know his real name, and we've never divulged who Superman is. We've never divulged who Superman really is. All right, Terry D, Cindy B, Patty B, Polymax Extremes, and Gene, y'all have a great weekend. All right. And then Soudersburg Motel, thank you so much. And Kyle, Stacy, Valerie, Sang Dang, appreciate, Sang Dang is always commenting, Carol's always commenting. Thank you so much, everybody. Glenda, you and Leah have a wonderful weekend. Mickety Mac, David, and we've got Robert and Jean and Tammy and David Wharton and Gregory and Valerie. Thank you all so much. All right. I think I better go feed Amanda.
Happy
Absolutely.
Father's Day.
Absolutely. Happy Father's Day. And y'all have a great weekend. Let's go 30,000. I love it. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. All right. Right there. That's the pinnacle, Amanda. Right there. That's the pinnacle. All right, we're gonna close it out with this. Don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. All right, we'll see y'all Monday. Probably some more videos coming out. Thank you so much. All right, talk to y'all soon. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, we got a couple of quick ones at the end. All right, thank you so much. You all have a great day. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for the thumbs up. See you Monday.